Obviously, it's different for every event, but I like the night Metcons for events. So yeah, those Olympic lifting shoes for squats and overhead presses. Dumbbell bench. I don't know if that's an option, but one or the other. We don't actually train a lot of chest as strongmen, so yeah, it's not something we focus on a lot. Yeah, I've got my World's Strongest Man bag with Hollands embroidered into the top of it and a World's Strongest Man baseball cap that I will be doing at some point as well. I'll probably let the auction run on the t-shirt, try and raise as much money as we can. They certainly don't get along. They definitely both have their places. So, yeah, some events I like to use liquid chalk and some normal. And sometimes both, actually. In a hot place, I'd put the liquid chalk on first and then put normal chalk over the top. No, running won't be done for me. I'll start adding in some things like battle ropes and arc trainer, cross trainer, that sort of thing. Running's not great when you're big and heavy. It's not great for your joints. Not as a commentator, but I'll be involved in some way. There's a couple of things that are possibly in the pipeline for next year, but yeah, I'll definitely still be involved. No, you might need to train your grip a little bit harder. Generally, guys with big hands have a good grip to start with, stronger than someone that doesn't, but doesn't mean that you can't get it stronger. At the end of the day, you need a strong grip, so having big hands is not an advantage, really. Well, it depends how you look at it. Don't view it as a failure. View it as a lesson and as a stepping stone, and yeah, there's no really such thing as failure as such. You just got to use it in the right way and put your mind in the right place. I think the train we did at Britain's Strongest Man 2008 was actually the heaviest in terms of weight. Hardest thing I've ever pulled was like this weird Zamboni thing they're using for cleaning ice rinks. It was a tiny little thing. That was probably the hardest pull I've ever done. Definitely not too late. Just if you're starting out, just make sure you're on top of your mobility stuff, making sure your body's functioning as it should. Train smart, so don't overdo it, don't overtrain. So no, 30's not. I'm really actually quite torn on this subject because I always think that sport is all-inclusive, and it always has been. But obviously with this new situation that's arising, it's kind of a difficult thing to deal with. Like, I don't think that anyone should ever be stopped from doing sport, but I do think that someone that's was born a male and has now gone through the transition is going to have an advantage over someone that was born a woman and hasn't sort of had the benefit of years of extra testosterone and extra bone density and all the rest of it. So I genuinely don't know what the answer is, and I don't know what the right thing is to do, but I do feel like everyone should be able to do sport. So whether it's another category or something like that, but then, you know, they're being segregated. It really is a tough situation. So, yeah, I don't know what the right answer is. Yeah, it's tough. I'm good. I'm absolutely jet lagged to hell, but apart from that, I'm all good. They actually moved us. They managed to convince someone to swap with Gavin. These two guys were sitting next to each other that were little. So Gavin swapped with one of them, so I had one of them next to me and he had one next to him, so it wasn't that bad. And it was only the hour-long flight anyway. They've always been part of my training. Yeah, I think a lot of strongmen do pull up, so I think they are an integral bit, and I think most of the guys do them at some point. Yeah, I'm guessing not being able to get it up is a little bit of a problem, but I'd maybe add in some floor press. It's your triceps that are weak if you're failing it at lockout, like the top bit. So try adding in floor press. I always said I wasn't that keen on the idea of him doing strongman, but you know, he's going to do what he's going to do. So if he does choose to go down that route, then I'd be happy to support him. Yeah, I remember going to Basildon Zoo as a kid loads. It was actually Pitsy, but it's close by. I actually got weed on by a lion at Basildon Zoo when I was a kid. The male lion decided to turn around and spray me through the cage. Yep, and I was really young, and I can actually remember it happening. It scarred me for life, and yeah, I stunk of really strong cat piss. But yeah, fun story for you. What record is that? Is it a log press? I don't know. Did he have the log press record before? I thought Rob Kearney did. I don't know. I don't follow the American records too much, so I'm not sure what records he's got. You could do all of those three things. The calorie deficit is essential. So by you doing the cardio or the weights or both and eating the same amount as what you were before you started doing those, you'll be obviously burning more calories. So that will put you in a calorie deficit if you were at maintenance before. So all three would work, but you do need to be in a calorie deficit, whether that's by burning more calories or eating less. I'm pretty sure we were never on bad terms. So, yeah. I don't know. We've never been on bad terms. We've been friends for, I think, 14 years now, and I don't think we've ever had a falling out at all. No, I'm a 42-year-old man. I don't particularly want to get punched in the face, if I'm honest. Right, I assume this is a serious question. You're not going to be bulking up in 6 days. You might gain a few pounds of fat, and you're not going to lean out over 6 days either. You know, the amount of you're not going to make any change in muscle tissue pretty much within this week. So just eat what you've been eating prior to this point. You know, that's obviously got you through your training and everything. And so long as your body's been digesting that well and everything else, I would probably try and stick to what I had been eating prior to this week, and keep on the same. You're not going to change your body drastically in 6 days either. By overeating, you might fuck your stomach up and make yourself feel a bit sluggish. And by trying to be in a calorie deficit, you might just reduce your energy levels a little bit. So I wouldn't try and do either. Thank you very much. And I don't know. I was very lucky. I had a few injuries and stuff, obviously, but I always came back from them and was fortunate to come back from them. But I guess I never allowed myself to slack off. I think that's the biggest problem people do. I've never missed training sessions in all the years I've been doing it. So apart from when I've been injured, you know, I don't miss training sessions because I can't be bothered. No, I'm not someone that sort of gets like that. I thought it was only women and young lads that did, but clearly I'm wrong. No, I'm joking with you. But no, I'm not like that. I mean, obviously I can see when people are good looking and when they're not, but no, I'm not someone that has got a celebrity crush. That's brilliant. Actually made me laugh a bit. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, but no, it was a good one. Normally I get the struggling to stay motivated on diet. What can I do? So it was very... Mark is an absolute legend of a person as well as a strongman. He's a brilliant guy, really nice guy, got great morals, real decent bloke. So yeah, he's a superstar. I mean, me and Martin were looking at going to Ibiza, so that might be on the cards, especially as it's been put on the green list, but not sure when exactly. Maybe August or September. Be good to get away. Definitely possible, mate. Yeah, I mean, this week's been a bit of a lull, sort of post-comp blues a little bit, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. Got things that I really want to focus on now, and I've got time to do it. So yeah, things are going to be good. Not sure exactly. I know my waist got down to like 38 inches, which still sounds massive, but obviously I'm a very big human. I think my thighs were still like 31.5 inches, so smaller. I know my arms were still 21, so yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I can't remember any other measurements. I was 135 kilos on stage. I did watch it, and it was absolutely ridiculously good. Yeah, they were fantastic. And yeah, what a game as well. So it can't be operated on because I've detached the muscle from the tendon, and the other tear is a tear in the muscle. It's not all the way through, so it's just physio treatment. Well, meeting all the people obviously will be good. Catching up with old friends, which I'm sure I'll see there, which will be fantastic. And watching the Strongman. I've literally had you and another person, like 2 questions in a row, asking for a decent Strongman gym in Hull. I don't know any, so if anyone does know any, let me know. What have I learned about myself? Well, I can push myself hard, a lot harder than most people can, would be one thing. But also on top of that, I've learned that I'm a human being and I make mistakes and just need to learn from them. I don't know whether to answer this or not. Yeah, 2018 World's Strongest Man. I was surprised by how shit I was. I'm sure I will be at some point. I'm not sure where and when, but yeah, I definitely will be. I do PT days. I'm looking to do 2 a month, every month. I also normally do them at Evolution in Aylesford. I also want to get on the road and start doing them at other gyms as well around the country. So keep your eye on my Instagram, and I will be posting details as I do them. I think he could do. I think he proved this year he was capable. Obviously, I don't talk about the results because a lot of people ask me not to, so I won't talk about anything like who won and stuff, but Brian proved that he's still in there with the best guys in the world. The first time I saw Eddie compete, he did Body Power, the strongman there, and he come third. Actually, my old training partner won the comp. I remember sort of watching Eddie, and just the way he conducted himself, I knew he was going to go on to big things. So that was my first impression. Yeah, don't fuck it up. I actually don't often wear pants, as weird as that is. I like to hang free, so socks. If I do wear pants, I would probably put them on first, which I sometimes do, obviously, depending on what I'm doing that day. Around about 10,000 in the build-up. Power building all day long. Bit of both, really. I think most of the top guys have the ability to like switch it on and off like easily. They don't need to be like in comp focus like all the time. So you find most of the guys are pretty relaxed until about 5 minutes before they actually do the event. It's possible. It's not on the agenda at the moment, but it is possible. Yes, the first time I ever deadlifted, I did 260 kilos. And yeah, that was with like practically no weight training at all. Some of the guys went through loads. I think Colin Bryce held the record for the most in one day. But I didn't actually realise rain in America has got almost double the caffeine to what the ones in the UK have. So I stayed well clear of them, to be honest. Obviously the Hulk. No, I'm not an announcer. I'm not a commentator either. So I know Loz is sort of wanting to go down that route. So no, not my thing. I personally would never do a beltless deadlift because all I think it does is makes you better at beltless deadlifts. I don't think it actually benefits you when you put a belt on. Just my personal opinion. But my biggest deadlift without a suit, straps, and just in a belt is 425 kilos. Don't think I'm built for marriage. I am, yes. Everyone's different, but I personally would do 4 sessions. Best thing you can do is find a gym that's got all the equipment and start jumping in, doing event sessions with groups is a good way to get going. Obviously, gain as much experience as you can from them. Obviously, I don't know what your training experience is at this point, but yeah, that would be a good start. A little tip which works for me is 1, keep your chest up when you're squatting, but also break at the hips before the knees. So it forces you to sit back a little bit. That personally works for me. Marius, Big Z, and Brian Shaw. Not in that order, but that would be my top 3. Because I think results speak for themselves.
Look who's stolen my seats, little bugger. I'm in there supporting the athletes, and he's like, hey!
So here we are on this fine Sunday evening. I've lived here all my life in Morecambe. I've got a beach. And for the first time, I'm walking down the beach.